Hey, Crawford Avenue family, Stephen Story here with this week's update for the church. Well, over the last couple of weeks, we've seen local businesses start to reopen and folks are starting to get out more than they had been. So obviously we're all wondering, when are we going to be able to meet together again as a church family? Well, the staff and the elders have spent a pretty good amount of time preparing to answer that question well. We've sought advice from medical professionals in our own church family. We've asked for feedback from our community group leaders across the congregation. We've also been talking to the leaders of other local churches to find out the plans that they are making. And of course, we've been asking the Lord to give us wisdom to make some pretty challenging decisions around all of these things. I'm excited to let you know that the elders have set the date of Sunday, June the 14th, as a target date for us to work towards. Our goal is to have an in-person worship gathering of some sort on Sunday, June the 14th. Between now and then, we'll continue what we're doing now with a home worship guide each Sunday morning, church-wide prayer meeting on Zoom each Sunday night, and our community groups will continue to meet as they are now, mostly over Zoom. Obviously, we've all been reminded that a lot can change in a few weeks' time, and middle of June is still a ways off, so it's possible things could change pretty drastically between now and then. So we're making plans, but we'll also remain flexible and able to adjust if we need to. We want you to know that there will be some pretty significant restrictions that we'll need to put in place when we do resume meeting together. For example, we're going to have to limit the number of people who can be in the building at any one time. When we initially start back meeting together, children are going to need to remain at home. There will be other adjustments we'll have to make as well, and more details on all of these things will be coming in the next few weeks. Many of these adjustments are things that we wish were not necessary. But anything like this, any adjustments that we put in place, please know that they are intended for the good of our church family, and especially for the good and the safety of our most vulnerable church members. So we want to ask you, as part of the Crawford family, to pray for wisdom for us as elders as we continue working through what these things will look like. We also want to ask you to pray and to work towards continued unity and a spirit of gentleness and peace in our church and with one another. The Apostle Paul says in Ephesians chapter 4 that we should be eager to maintain the unity of the Spirit in the bond of peace. And so I want to encourage you even now to be mindful of that call that we have as followers of Jesus as we look forward to being together in an adjusted format on June the 14th. Well, that's the update for this week. Again, there will be much more detail about these things in the next few weeks. But for now, we know that we make our plans, but it is the Lord who determines our steps. So let's continue to ask for His blessing and for His guidance as we move forward.